All right, so good afternoon, everyone. I hope you're well. Welcome to the final day of the Telos Memoi Hackathon. So it's been great interacting with all of you, just listening in on the different projects you're working on, how you're getting along in your specific teams, and basically just listening more in terms of the innovative ideas and just trying to see how we can also help you out with some of the challenges that you've had. So just as a quick recap, we managed to go through the boot camp last week, giving you an introduction to Telos, how the EVM works, the different functionalities and features you have available to you in the specific network, and also just getting into the hackathon this week in terms of the team, trying to solve like real world challenges in the Telos ecosystem, which has been also pretty key. And just as a reminder, the deadline for the hackathon is going to be today at 9 p.m. UTC. So, depending on which time zone you're in, you can just check that out where 9 p.m. UTC is in your specific location. For those of you guys who are having challenges, maybe accessing the links and everything, let me just share the the submission guide and criteria right here in the chat so everyone can also be able to see what they need to do and what is expected of them specifically. So here we go. Let me just add this comment to the chat. So yeah, I just want to go through everything again. So I've been receiving a number of questions with regards to what type of projects to submit and what information you basically need to specify as well. So first things first, make sure that at least you've deployed your project either on Vercelli, like we've shared in terms of the guide on how to do that, or what you could do is basically use any other platform you have available. You could also do it on Firebase if you're comfortable with that. But we made the guide on Vercelli since it's a bit easier for everyone to get started with that. Make sure that you come up with your pitch deck, just outlining all the details on your specific project and what uh, you're trying to solve, and maybe what we should be expecting as we review what you've come up with. Make sure to share links to your GitHub as well, so at least you're able to see your code and see how you implemented it. And finally, just share info on your team, specifically your team name and your team members as well. Like we mentioned before, the winners are going to be announced during the Code Africa conference that's happening next week. This will now be on the 24th. So stay tuned to hear more from us in terms of who won the specific prizes. And just as a recap, the top three teams will be receiving 12,500 Telos tokens, 7,500 and 5,000 Telos tokens respectively. So make sure to do your best, finalize and catch up on anything that you may have pending in your specific projects. Continue to reach out if you have any challenges or anything that you may need support from us on as well. As we continue, I'm sure a number of you are still busy coding as we continue with the day. So just finalize on that. I've already started receiving a number of submissions from you guys. So just looking into how we can support each other and wrap that up is also pretty key as well. Um, Another thing to note, possibly would be also make sure that you share your demo videos on Twitter and tag Memoi and Hello Telos, so at least you can be able to see your your posts on Twitter as well as just using the hashtag Biddle and Telos and Memoi Bootcathon. Once you're done with that, I think you're good to go. In terms of feedback, like I mentioned, looking forward to announcing the winners next week during the Code Africa conference. And if you have any other questions or comments, feel free to let us know and just reach out as we continue this week. I'm just receiving questions in terms of uh, what to expect in terms of the criteria. Basically, just the same thing as we mentioned before. The the criteria is really simple. As long as you have a project that you're developing and deploying on the Telos testnet, then you're good to go. In terms of anything else that you may need support in, we're also available to help you get through that as well. So cheers, guys. I hope you continue building and just let us know if you need any more support from us as well as we continue with the hackathon this week. So, this is just a brief call from me, just finalizing and giving you updates on what we expect for today and the coming week as well. Then also just to thank partners Telos for supporting us and actually collaborating with us to make this hackathon happen. It's been amazing interacting with you and also just continue to collaborate within the specific project in the last few weeks. And for those of you guys who are really keen on being part of the Telos ecosystem, there's also the Telos Grants program that they usually have for developers and creatives in terms of any unique projects that you may have, as well as the Telos Academy that's going to be coming up for all of you who are interested in learning more about Telos specifically and maybe writing or creating dApps within the ecosystem as well. So, cheers, guys. Happy coding, happy building. Continue with your projects as we finalize on that this week or today, actually. And keep your eyes peeled during Code Africa next week so we can also be able to know who are the specific winners for each project. So, thank you, guys, and have an amazing afternoon.